All right. Very good evening, everybody, and welcome along to the Amsterdam coast. We're not far from the coast. At this beautiful circuit we saw in action yesterday night with a very good and frantic qualifying session. In the commentary box, returning for 72 laps is the one and only Stumpy. How are you, my man?
I am brilliant. How are you, mate?
I'm very good. Are you looking forward to 72 laps of Amsterdam?
I absolutely am. It's going to be interesting to see what we can expect tonight. Obviously, like you said yesterday, rain is expected during the race, so it's going to be interesting to see what sort of strategy these guys choose up until the rain.
Yeah, rain is due. We'll see when it comes. Expecting it to be after the halfway point. But as we've seen this season, when we put the rain in, doesn't quite follow the expected plan. It's not always a bad thing, though. And good to see the drivers haven't skipped the formation lap early, because we've got a few new people. Joe has not raced in endurance before. He'll be starting at the back with Rage. I know he qualified high up this today, but to give him a challenge, and he wanted to start at the back, he can start at the back. Big Balls has therefore moved up into the top 10, even with a free choice. And Spud, of course, DNF'd in the Q2 session, so he wasn't able to get to Q3, but he's been pushed at 1 because Rage's gone down. We have two McLarens next to each other. We have, I think that's the only team on the grid that are actually next to each other, and the American of Bama, who turned up to qualifying for the first time in endurance, put in a pole lap, but it was very close, Stumpy.
Yeah, it was. Mazda has shown great pace all through all three qualifying sessions yesterday, so that's going to be a nice little battle, I think, on track. As you say, big balls, Mr. B going into the top 10, so that's one position he's made up on his title rival Hobbsy. So let's see how that develops as the race goes on. It will be interesting to see.
It will indeed. Right, so we're getting to that point where it's going to say 30 seconds in any moment. Let's fill you in on the championship at the moment. So because of Hobbs's DNF at Cops lap 1 last week, he lost out. Big Balls now 15 points behind him, and Max, because he fell asleep somehow, is now 4 points behind Big Balls. All to play for. Hobbsy can be crowned champion if he beats Big Balls by 16 points. Red Bull will be crowned constructors champion if they score 16 points, which Stumpy, we're pretty confident they will, right?
It's more or less a foregone conclusion, isn't it? But well, we don't know, do we? The rain might come. If you make a mistake here, the walls are very close to that mistake as well, so they could be out of the race, both of them. So let's see what might happen. But yeah, I think it's a foregone conclusion in a normal circumstance.
The formation lap is underway here at ZANDVOORT. Now, I'm the host of the lobby, so we will get lights glitch this evening, but it doesn't matter. What matters is what happens in the 72 laps. Bam says rain around lap 60. Well, I would predict it comes earlier than that, my good sir, if it does come. And we're a long way away from lap 60, aren't we, Stumpy? We're expecting the race to be about an hour and a half. We'll give or take a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I can see. It's like 72. It's a big number, isn't it, in terms of lappage? But the lap is short, so the laps will fly by. Interesting to see one person has chose to go into the hard tyre, and that's Clausen in 15th. And then we've got a mix of soft and medium runners. Big Balls Pals in 10th on medium. Jay Lawler in medium in 13th. Sadistic King 14th. He's on the medium. 18th is VTech medium, and Rage, who requested to start at the back, has started on the medium tyre. Everybody else softs. Buck and Klausen 15th on hard.
And due to Stumpy's antics, we've been able to get TAS on. Should have sent an engineer report. It is meant to, but to the drivers, but we have at least got the commentary version, so we can see what is going on. I don't believe any tyre out of these softer mediums will get you to the rain, so it's all to play for in Amsterdam. Stumpy, could be a big night for either a driver champion or a team champion.
Or neither.
Or neither. Could be neither. Yeah, Blaze, welcome to the stream. And everyone else. Looks to be a fun way. Oh, don't you worry, mate. Told you. Stumpy's in the commentary box. It's always good. Okay, so we got Bammer on the front row. Those lights are not representing what's actually happening, but it will do very shortly after, as the revs are about to build. We've got a hairpin to go to. It's not the longest rundown, but who's going to make it out in first place out of Bammer and Muzzer and the rest? It's lights out and away we go. Bammer, good start from the American, and Vermoo is also getting a good start, who's walked away with Muzzer. He's now ahead of the Ferrari, who's trying to hook the inside. Muzzer's been clipped by a Red Bull just about. That's Hobbs into P3, and Muzzer's struggling as he has Wizard right behind him as we head to the second hairpin of turn 3. And Mercedes has tried to go down the inside, and that's Max, and he's lost quite a few places. He's now at the back of the Grand Prix. Optimistic, it didn't pay off.
No, it didn't, and the title protagonist is going side by side there, but he's going to have to back out of that one for sure. He got a poor start, is down to 12th, but obviously getting a good start off the line. Muzzer, a lot of wheel spin, and obviously he's up into third.
Let's show that ZANDVOORT can be raced around. Jay Lawler up into 10th on the medium. Good start. Joe and Klausen having a mini battle out of turn 10 into stadium. Joe is ahead of Klausen. He started at the back of the Grand Prix. That's for softs paying dividends. Rage's also had a good start into P15. No damage from anyone, which is good to see on lap 1. And lap 1, as we come round the embankment of 13 and 14, is now complete.
With this track being very, very narrow indeed on the opening lap. Well, on every lap, but with it being the opening lap, you do expect a bit of wing damage, but fair play, they've gone through cleanly. And Vermoo starts to look like he's struggling to keep up with Amber, nearly 8 tenths behind, and Hobbsy and Muzzer clipping at the heels, and that
retirement!
Is someone out.
It is. Is it a VSC or a safety car? I will refresh. It has been given a virtual safety car for the Williams driver, who has gone out at turn number 3. That's before the corners, before the left-hander, isn't it?
Yeah, so I think maybe some contact, or he was the only one on that hard tyre, wasn't he? Maybe the hard wasn't quite warmed up and he pushed too early. Yet to see. I'm sure we'll find out at some stage, but that is Klausen out of the race.
Roland got past Jay Lawler into the points at the start of the lap. Virtual safety car at the moment. Everyone's really, really close, which is good to see. A couple of the mediums guys having good starts too. 5-second penalties have been given to Wizard and Spud. I would believe that's when the VSC came out. They are 5 seconds. If they're going to be done in the pits, they're already at a 5-second disadvantage in the Grand Prix. We've gone green, and has Jay Lawler got a good start on Perforez Rowand? I don't think he has. I think Rowand's just gone straight to the inside to either try and defend, I'm not too sure, and he's lost out to the medium driver. I don't think he's going to fit his car through there. No, backs off. Oh, it's an Alfa Male, same thing! It's Joel! He's done the same thing as Klausen. I don't think there was contact, but he's lost an end plate, the Alfa Male, and on his Endurance debut, the 2 Alphas are at the back.
Yeah, that's a terrible lap for the Alpha guys. Spud was in the pit lane getting his front wing change and serving a 5-second penalty. He's gone to the hard tyre, and then moments later Joel has managed to put it in the wall somehow, and that is wing damage, so I expect him to be in this lap also.
So, Bama leads from pole. Vermoo and Hobbsy up 1. That's because Muzzer has dropped 2. Wizard and Liverpool fan with 2. McLaren's the same. Sneaky Tom is up 9 at the start. Ragay's up 8. Sneaky Tom, it's his endurance debut. He's filling in for the Haas because no one wanted to do it. And the drivers weren't available. What a start. J Lawler's up 4 on the mediums. Rowan's into the top 10. And Thibaut, the Frenchman, the creator of TAS, is up 2. So it's an interesting start in Zandvoort. Clean on the track, not clean for the 2 drivers that have gone off at turn 3 though.
No, absolutely not, but so we're starting to see a gap develop at the front between 4th and 5th place. Cosmos is
someone's lost it. Stumpy, it's Spud, and it's the 2nd virtual, as the man has just said. And Spud, who was going to get into Q3, Stumpy, last night. Had a moment with like some controller or something, hit a wall, didn't get into Q3. He has now lost it on lap. Well, it would have been 3 for him, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, that's a bit of a crazy race, a bit stop-start. That's not going to be good for the drivers because they would have wanted to settle into a rhythm early doors, but with the stop-start, they haven't been able to. But we are racing once again.
I'm pretty sure that Vermoo and Bama pretty close on the pace, and Hobbsy and Muzzer will be looking to try and close that gap early doors. So 2 VSCs early on, that's for 2 retirements. Clausen out of the race at turn 3 and Spud out of the race after the embankment of turn 14. We're on to lap 5 of 72. Not a good start for the Alphas. There's wheel-to-wheel action here between J Lawler and Roland. All bit of contact between the 2. Roland does incredibly well to save that Renault. That was amazing driving. He is a pilot, he should be able to drive, but that was good driving.
Yeah, well, he had to save it, otherwise he would have been flying like a pilot, wouldn't he? over the barriers there. But yeah, that's a great save. Good close racing between the 2 of them. Very narrow, so people are getting their elbows out. Everything is all good with that.
And we discussed in the qualifying session, the drivers are having to manage those tyre temperatures. Not so much on the medium or hards, but definitely the softs. And they're going to have around 100 to 105 kilos of fuel on board. So that is, what, 1/7 of the weight of a car? Maybe even a 1/6. Probably closer to the 7th. So they're going to have to manage that. The Red Bulls at the moment, 15 points, so they miss out on claiming the Constructors' batting point as it stands. Long way to go, of course. And Hobbsy is, 15 points ahead of Big Bars Balls. He needs 16, so still work to do for the Red Bull pair. Work to do for Big Bars Balls. I'll be looking forward to seeing his progress. And of course, Ragay and, well, I would say Joel Stumpy, but he's got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, he has. And up front for me, 1.5 seconds behind Bama. So there's a little gap there. Hobbsy is going to be all over the back of Vermoo. It's half a second. You'd think he'd get past at some point, but not necessarily quite so easy. There's not many overtaking opportunities, and that's a problem his teammate Big Balls Bowles has. He's down in 11th on that medium tyre, but he can't get past, and he's stuck in a bit of a queue.
Sneaky Tom and J Lawler having a battle out of 10 through Stadium. Sneaky Tom got back ahead. There's a Mercedes having a moment at the back. I believe it's Sadistic. He retired only a few minutes into the qualifying session yesterday. Has J Lawler got enough momentum? I don't think so, because Sneaky Tom has got DRS in front of him and he's chasing Baby Wizard in the Renault as we hit the hairpin. So important that Joel doesn't get lapped. So if there is a safety car, he can queue back up. Stumpy, that is very important on this game. Not like in real life when you can just, race director might let you unlap yourself.
Yeah. Let some people unlap themselves, but not the Haas drivers.
Is that a Williams at turn 1? think it was VTEC, yes, because I saw Sadistic get past him on the timing chart. So VTEC having an issue. Probably touched that curb, didn't he? There's a few curbs here, Stumpy, you don't want to touch. Turn 1, this one here that's Sneaky Tom's going past for turn 10 left-hander, and the left-hander on the outside of the stadium. You don't want to touch those. Well, I mean, there's quite a lot. There's a few more, actually, that I could mention, but curbs are not your nicest friend on this ZANDVOORT track.
No, they're not, but you need to get as close to them as possible for, you know, tightest lines and good exits, but take too much and it will spit you out. Now, Big Balls has Raggy closing down on him, but further ahead you've got 8th Lawler, Provoda's 9th, and that is Sneaky Tom as well battling. Oh, there's contact between the AlphaTauri and the Renault, and now the Haas is trying to get involved. Through turn 3, ooh, that was close, very close, but they're all there, just about.
Who said ZANDVOORT can't give you entertaining racing? That was very close. Rowan getting a double move, and it all started with Sneaky Tom losing it just slightly on the final corner with the softs. It slowed him down, and then J Lawler got past, then Rowan got past, but then Sneaky Tom somehow used that extra traction they'll have on the softs at this minute to get past. The mediums will come in though. Tyre wear isn't a massive issue on ZANDVOORT. The softs can do quite a few laps. The mediums can go a very long distance at a decent pace. Sherwell's got a run. I think he's going to wait and be patient for another go down to turn 1. It is probably your best overtaking opportunity, isn't it?
Yeah, oh, but he's had terrible little chicane there and has allowed the Red Bull man to be all over the back of him as they approach the banking, and that is going to bring us on to the start-finish straight, which is the best overtaking opportunity, and he's going to get that done before turn 1, I would have thought.
Oh, I'm going to interrupt you, Stumpy, because the top two, sorry, second and third are going wheel to wheel all the way from turn 1. And Hobbsy, after battling for his life, has now surpassed the pink Mercedes, and that was a lovely battle between the pair.
Absolutely brilliant, and that is absolutely key for Hobbsy as well. Now the pressure is on his teammate to get through the field. He's currently got into the points, but this sort of progress isn't enough. He's going to need to make some more. You know, just relying on the weather to come to you so that the mediums could last to the rain just isn't going to cut it. He's got to attack.
Absolutely, there was a little bit of flanter in the Discord. aka flirty banter between Muzzer and Bama. Muzzer was like, oh, I've got the inside, I might get you. He lost 2 and he's still there at the moment, but I'm confident that Ferrari has a great amount of pace to get them at some point. You can see them closing on Hobbsy because Hobbsy doesn't have the does on the cow hair. Bama has pulled 2 seconds early doors. Spudhead put, the car just drifted around the final corner and clipped a wall and flung me into the other wall. I have 0 words. And that is the statement from the alpha male driver because he's out.
It's a bad day at the office for Spud. It's a shame. He had some good pace in qualifying yesterday. It's a shame he can't show what he was able to do today. We've still got 1 alpha left in that race though. But he is running last, so not a good day for the alpha guys. Interestingly, the move sticking with Hobbsy now. Now that he has
bit of a dive bomb
DRS.
there. Bit of a Raggy move into turn number 9, that is. He's now trying to go round the outside of J Lawler, and he'll probably have DRS. They've both got DRS, and they're going to go wheel to wheel through stadium. So is Big Balls and Sneaky Tom. We've got 2 pairs of 2 going into the tight section. J Lawler's trying to put a fight up there. I can't get the best view, so we'll go on board with Big Balls' gearbox because end plate.
Sneaky Tom's, I think Sneaky Tom ran into the back of Lawler there. And will Sneaky Tom come in this lap? Yes, he will.
So he's going to put mediums on. I don't think he sped in the pit lane. And down at turn 1. So Big Balls ahead of J Lawler, ahead of Raggy then in that pair of 4 that has now become a pair of 3. Rowand is now behind. Oh, sorry, I've had the position changed on for quite a while. Sorry, everybody. There you go, there's the tyres. Rowand is right behind his teammate. The 2 Renaults 7th and 8th at the moment. The 2 McLarens were exactly where they started, 5th and 6th. And Vermoo and Muzzer still applying pressure on Hobbsy. We have battles throughout the whole of the grid.
Yeah, Vermouth's looking very racy against Hobbsy, who's so close to him through the tight section to the fast right-handers. But obviously that part of the track is so narrow, couldn't do anything with the advantage that he had, so he had to back off a little bit. But he wants to be careful that he doesn't back off too much, because he's going to fall out of DRS if he's not careful.
I don't think there'll be any team orders at McLaren or Renault. I doubt they're in communication. Has Rowan got a chance to get past his teammate? But he's got DRS, got a bit of speed, but he's got no battery. Is Rowan going to go for it? Down the inside of a hairpin. The two Renaults go wheel to wheel.
Oh,
and the contact is a bit too much. The two Renaults have collided. And Rowan is now down to 11th. He's going to stay there because Max is too far to capitalise. And yeah, I had a feeling they were going to touch, but that was quite forceful.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's not going to do any good for his tyre temps. But what are the Renault guys thinking there? You know, I mean, they're racing, but the teammates.
Oh, Sneaky Tom, turn 1. And what has race control given? They've given a full safety car deployed. Michael Matty has deployed Bernd Mailander for Sneaky Tom's endurance debuts, retirement in turn 1. There you go, I'll fit it all into one sentence. So safety car deployed. What are the drivers going to do? They haven't passed the pit lane yet. Bama's round the final corner. That gives VTEC and Joel a chance to get back to the grid, Stumpy. So we'll get everyone back together as a team for now.
Yeah, but this is terrible for the McLaren guys. They're running so close together. They're going to have to double stack. Lose a lot of time. The Liverpool fan though.
Yeah, but he has to pit, doesn't he? He has to. The hards are useless. The softs are running out. Not imminently, but... And Clausen says, I hate myself. Just annoying. Another DNF. Hey, it happens, buddy. It happens. Is Bama going to come out? He's going to come out second. He tried to get out of the pit lane as quickly as he possibly could, but he couldn't. So the old medium people, the people who started on the mediums, have decided to stay out, and Bama, with a pit stop, has still managed to come out in second place. Pretty good effort from the American.
Yeah, that's decent. Well, luckily with the field spread, Liverpool fan hasn't lost any ground to his teammate. McLaren's still running 9th and 10th places. Roland, after that spin, he's down in 11th. Brings C-Max back into it as well. But yeah, now we've got 3 people who haven't pitted yet on that medium compound tyre. Can go a fair way yet.
Yeah, it can.
Looking brilliant, and Hobbsy, he's going to be on fresh mediums, just behind a couple of guys on 12-lap old medium tyres.
Yeah, tyre percentage is not that bad. 20, 22 and 18 for the top 3. So definitely not bad at all. They can go for a fair distance. So we'll do another lap. We'll let everyone catch up. Joe has got some mediums on and VTEC has kept his softs. Sadistic on the hards. And like you said, brand new softs for Muzzer, Max and Tebow. Another lap on the safety car, so 2 VSCs and a safety car, excuse me, for the 3 retirements we've had. Clausen turn 3, Sneaky Tom turn number 1, and Spud was on the final corner, lost it into a wall, and then the wall put him into the other wall. So that's interesting.
Ping pong with the balls. So.
Well, I'll tell you something, Stumpy, what a good start.
Yeah, well, an entertaining opening stint of the race this has been, and well, we've had 2 VSCs, and this is the 3rd form of safety car that we've had in 14 laps. So
yeah,
it's, we've had overtaking as well.
We have. We've had collisions. Was that something?
Yeah, more to come, and we've got. Like you said, we've had collisions, we've got the strategy game now.
Yeah.
Weather coming later on.
Yes. And the safety car elongates the race time, which brings it closer. Yes. 58 laps to go. Bring it on. I've got my flavoured water, so we'll keep down in that.
What flavour is it this week?
Same as always, mate. Never change from summer fruits. Never.
Yeah, faithful.
Well, strawberry's alright. I can accept strawberry. But, summer fruits. Whew. I tell you, well, now, of course, in endurance, the drivers are allowed to pause under the safety car. They're allowed to get a drink, get a snack, start the stream. We probably won't need to do that after 14 laps. But if there isn't a future safety car, you might as well take the time to do it.
Safety car's in this lap, so I missed that notification, but
yeah,
Red Bull driver is leading the way, going round the bank.
Oh, what a start! What a start from Big Balls, and he should comfortably lead into turn 1. There's Bama trying to warm up his tyres behind him, and J Lawler, his teammate. Then comes Ragate and Hobbsy getting slippery through turn 1 on those new mediums, but gets away just fine. The Muzzer as we enter turn 3. Then comes Baby Wizard, the two McLarens, Roland in 11th, and Max just dropped off 8 tenths behind.
Yeah, and the key thing now for Big Balls is he has to throw everything to this now for the championship. Hobbsy has to play things careful. He can't really afford to just send a half-hearted move down the inside, trying to get past someone. He's got to play the percentages to his advantage, and not necessarily race people. Got to race with his head, not his heart, and not his instincts, because that could get him into trouble.
Joel Alfa Romeo past VTEC out of turn 9. Williams, and looks very nice and clean. 8 seconds separating 1 and 17th. So good starts on the race, good starts on the first safety car restart. It's nice to see. Right, Big Balls keeps the lead. Who's trying to move down to turn 1? Wizard behind Baby Wizard, the McLaren driver, and that stays. Max and Thibaut quite close as they head out of turn 1, and Tichy and VTEC having a nice battle at the back. New softs versus new mediums.
So out of the front guys that pitted, I failed to realise that Muzzer has fitted soft tyres.
Yeah.
So he's going to be a bit more racy than Vermouth and Hobbsy. But can he get past? Though he's going to make a move there. No, he looks, but nothing doing. He might get some superior traction. He's got the ERS activated around the outside. This is going to be a good move if we can put it off, and Muzzer does it. That's an absolutely sensational manoeuvre to get him up into 6th position.
That's a great move on a fast guy. On a guy who's looked fast at the start of his Grand Prix on the outside into stadium. Love to see it. Bammer, is he closing on Big Balls down to turn 1? The two Honda powered cars leading the way at the moment. Make that 3 with Jay Lawler just behind. Big Balls defending well. It's exactly what he's needed to do. Bammer's used a lot of battery to try and get past early on. Is he going to try and go round the outside of turn 3? Not plausible. Stays behind. Big Balls has a little slip coming out of that hairpin. He should just about survive as we head down turn 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, those first few turns are pretty scary, really, aren't they? Turn 3 and 4, the concertina effect is just, especially if you've got some superior grip, you can brake a bit later, but the car in front would just seem to slow so much right in front of you. Every time I see it, it's just, if I just see someone creaming into the back of someone.
I agree. It's a very scary part of a track, but in general, it's a scary track, isn't it? Vermouth getting slippy.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's connection. He's having a few connection issues. I can tell you, it's not me. 180 megabytes per second download and upload, so it's definitely not me tonight. Muzzer was gaining on Hobbsy until the Red Bull opened his rear wing. Big Bars Balls is surviving per lap, isn't it? Wheel-to-wheel action between Ragay and Jay Lawler. Alpha Tauri versus Haas, and none of them are going to give it up. And Jay Lawler slides on through. And these have been battering since Ragay made his way up from the back of the grid.
Ragay's doing absolutely sensational on those.
Was that a Mercedes off, Stumpy, turn 3?
It looks like it, and that's Max, isn't it? Wing
Second,
damage as well.
third in the championship. He's now last. So he fell asleep for Silverstone, and now he's fallen asleep on a Zandvoort at the moment. Max has got it all to do. He'll need another safety car to catch up. Who's going wheel to wheel? No one. It just says Wizard with 33 thousandths of a second behind a car, when in reality he's nowhere near the car in front. So that's interesting, Codemasters. Thank you for that.
So the story up front is Lawler is, because he's battling with Ragay, he's fallen 1.3 behind Bama, but Ragay going for third position, and he's taking it. Mazza looking at Hobbsy, but nothing doing just yet.
Tebow and Joe. Tebow getting past Joe down at turn 1. 2 Ferrari powered cars, for Ferrari getting past the Alpha. So Joe, that safety car, has let him come back now, hasn't it? He was, what, 25-30 seconds behind, even more probably, and now he's back, and now he can start making his way up that pack again.
He's going to have a bit of fun out there today, isn't he? And that's the exact reason why, if you have an accident early doors, don't just give up, because a few laps later a safety car can come out and you're right back in the mix. And he's just a few places behind points, and he's going to have a hell of a lot of fun getting there as well.
I don't mind fast people driving, but we punish them by putting them at the back of the grid. And if you had to win this track from the back of the grid, that's pretty special. It's a very difficult track. The safety car can help every now and again. It's helped him regain back to the pack, but he's got to do the work now himself. The safety car can't do everything. Lap 20 of 72. I'm not going to lie, it's kind of flown by, to be honest.
Yeah, it's going to slow down soon though, I think. Because look at them clouds, look how dark they're getting in the last few laps. Rain, what we talked, looking like it might be within 10 laps away.
Well, it was meant to come after 36, but I have seen throughout many seasons of doing custom weather with not just this league and other leagues that it can be plus or minus 15, literally. So it'll be interesting. I think we route back to Singapore. I know you weren't in the commentary box, Jack was. Hungary, you were there. It wasn't meant to come that late. Yeah, we'll see. It's all gonna blow up at some point. We're gonna start to see some raindrops, and then we ask for questions, Stumpy, as we have done in the other wet race. How quickly is it gonna wetten, and then how quickly is it going to go away? I have chosen that the rain will go away, so it's just a case of how long it stays.
Yeah, but if the three medium guys haven't pitted, have they? And
no.
If they can stretch that tyre out comfortably until the rain comes, they've played an absolute blinder, haven't they? Because, well, look at the leader, he was down in 10th. Hobbsy was a long way ahead of him. And of course the guys who've already pitted, they're going to have to pit for, wet weather tyres as well, or intermediates. So Big Bowers Balls will have jumped Hobbsy. And of course Hobbsy can't pit at the same time if he's within a certain amount, because he'll just lose time over fist in the pit lane.
Absolutely, and that could be crucial if the rain was to come before the mediums die. Mediums 30, 33, 36 from the top, the three of the top four. Ferrari having a moment in turn 9. That is the Frenchman of Thibault. Big Bars Balls has run out of battery, so has Bamero, and he just can't get past.
Perhaps he's making a move. He's up into P4. He's overtaken Lawler there. Mazda was trying to go through, but there wasn't enough room for another car to get involved in that party. So obviously he's made that move, and let's see. He's just 2.8 behind his teammate, who's his championship contender and title rival. Yeah, go on.
That incident with Tiro, the Ferrari, has got him 57 wind damage. Just checked. Yeah, you can see him in the pit stop, so he's gonna come out ahead of Matt. No, he's gonna come out behind Max. Oh, it's gonna be quite close actually. Oh no, he's alright.
The leader is going to be praying for that rain to rear its ugly head right around now.
Do you remember what he did in Hungary though? I think it was Big Bars Balls. He took the tyres to like 80%. And he didn't make it, did he? I think that was the case. I think he pitted him and it rained within like 6 laps. And I asked him, I said, could you have stayed out a bit more? He was like, well yeah, but I also may have got a puncture. He doesn't want to be in that same situation, but that's what weather does, isn't it? We give a weather report, rain will come. When is it going to come? Jeff says 15 minutes. Never really right, is he?
That's the beauty of it though, isn't it? You know, there's no set thing, otherwise people will just know what they're doing instead of thinking on their feet. Be a bit more boring for us to commentate on as well. So it's a good thing it's like this.
The Red Bull of Big Balls. Big balls. Oh yeah, I've been saying it wrong, haven't I? Big balls. That's all. I've been saying it like that every time. I've just realised I've been saying that for 4 weeks. That's what you were laughing at in the stream. Ah, tough. I'm not going to change it. It won't change. So it's an addiction. Matty's just come into a stream, so he said, yo, where's this rain? I want to be entertained. I want to see cars sliding. Oh, it'll come. Don't worry. It'll come. And T-Board has pitted again, and now he's been lapped.
Well, the leader, Big Balls Bowles, he is still withstanding the pressure from the American, Obama. As Joel, is that him getting past the baby wizard? It is. Up into 11th. Remember, he had a difficult opening couple of laps and he was 30 seconds behind in last place. The safety car has saved him, brought him back in, and now he's just a couple of seconds off the points paying positions.
Yeah. What I find funny about Big Balls is that in the interview, when I interview him, I say, well, Big Balls, like, and he hasn't said anything. Maybe he's just he's let it fly, hasn't he? He's like, just let Lemmy mug himself off, and we'll carry on.
Run with it.
Oh, at the front, has that been the overtake? I think it has, but it came quite early. I'm thinking Big Balls has had a little slip there, and now Raggy is right behind the pair of them.
Yeah, possibly, but this might be smart from the Red Bull driver as well. If he can just sit behind Bammer, might be able to just get his DRS and just go along with him.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
Leader had a bit of a wide line through that corner there. And I Big Balls, whatever his name is, to get a bit closer. As you said, Raggy's
Mr. B. Mr. B?
Mr. B.
I think we might stick with Mr. B. Yeah, can he stick with Bammer? Can he keep with the DRS? 2 DRS zones, down to 1 and between 10. Oh, someone's off! Bammer is off! He's clipped something. It was on stream, but I wasn't looking at him. Bammer is facing the wrong way. He's now down to 9th place. Is that an end plate in the middle of the road? It might be from T-Bow before because it looks red. No, it's Muzzer. It's Muzzer's Ferrari that has end plate damage, but he was nowhere near him. Was it the foreshadowing event of Bammer crashing, but Muzzer's gone into. Oh.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what
Well, that's
happened,
for pole sitter, the man who's been leading this race before the safety car and got past after the safety car, has made a mistake, and it's a costly mistake on this track because everyone's so close together.
Yeah, and the guy that was lined up alongside him on that grid, Musser, with wing damage, so he's going to fall off the back of Lawler, and he's going to try and stretch it so that the wing damage coincides with some fresh tyres for intermediate conditions, I'd have thought, but not seeing any raindrops yet.
Baby Wizard has 31% to the front right, that could be a missing end plate. Muzzer has 25%, that's a missing end plate. No damage for Bammer, so that's the only positive he's had, all spinning the wrong way. Excuse me, and he's going to have to work double, triple hard. T-Bow's retired after turn number 9. Now there's no cars around him, so the game might not give us a safety car. I don't think it has. Oh, it's given something. We'll update the lobby now. It's given a virtual safety car for T-Bow's retirement. So 4 out, 3 VSCs and a safety car. And yeah, the drivers can calm down for a second.
Yeah. That leading bunch sort of, they were on the straight, weren't they? So didn't have time to pit. I possibly would have if I was, say, Muzzer or something, because they had a bit of a gap between those further down. But we're under green again, and Lawler ran a bit wide there, and Hobbsy as well. Hobbsy has a penalty he picked up, I noticed, just as the virtual safety car was happening.
Tixie picked up a drive-through in P14, if that is correct. Yeah, Hobbsy did, J. Lawler did too. And, what was I going to say? That VSC was very quick. Only lasted 30, what did Tass say? 33 seconds. The first VSC lasted 1 minute and 4 seconds. Interesting.
Yep, it's interesting indeed, but what was also interesting is Wizard is closed up to half a second of Muzzer in 5th, so...
And that was expected. But Muzzer's also stayed within half a second of J. Lawler, which probably isn't expected with a missing end plate. Don't really want more of a lack of downforce on this circuit.
You know, some of these corners are pretty terrifying with all your bits attached, so you have less. Oh, there's a bit of a slide from Lawler there, so
Vermeer as well.
The temperature's dropping. Maybe rain is imminent.
I can tell you the temperatures have dropped from 19 to 18. That's pretty chilly. 18 for an F1 game where they put every track and pretend it's in Saudi Arabia or something. Pretty chilly.
Yeah.
I think Martin Bundle said that the tyres want at least 26 air.
Oh,
like
did I just see?
Did you see something?
Rain there.
Did you see rain? Let's have a look at the halo. I don't see any drops. Stumpy, are you teasing me?
No, I didn't. You're teasing me.
I think Wiz is teasing Muzzer here. Going down to turn 1, but McLaren's going to have to go round the outside though, because Muzzer's going to not put up a challenge down the inside. And Wizard into the place where he started this Grand Prix.
Yeah, Wizard finding some of that pace that's missing in the opening stages. Or maybe just the guys who haven't pitted, 30 lap old mediums, their pace is slowing, and just because they can stay in front, it's holding up the rest of the field. Rage seems to be pushing his car. He seems to be happy with pushing the car, sliding a bit, but he's always fast. Yeah,
Vermeer is getting very close to Muzzer's backside, and connection isn't great from Vermeer, but he should have a move. He's going to try and go down the inside the stadium, and he has that move done. Is Muzzer trying to go for a switcheroo with end plate damage? No, he's got no grip. Oh, Vermeer gets slippy and trippy as well, and Roland wasn't left enough room to try and capitalise on that fly, but he's going to try and go on the inside round the embankment, and we'll see a bit of that in real life hopefully. Roland is past Muzzer, who is now dropping a couple of places.
Yeah, I think this is just all compounding itself for Mazda now, isn't it, with that front wing damage, and he's starting to go offline racing people, and it's not going to help his tyre temps. And have we got a safety car?
We've got a virtual.
Virtual.
And that might have been from Tichy at turn number 10. Yes, he's got 100 left and right front wing. So another virtual. I don't think this counts towards the 5 safety cars were allowed in 100% races. I hope not. Because I want a safety car later. But yeah, Tichy will have to pit. He's got no wing. And the 4th VSC and the first safety car before we've had in this Grand Prix, and we're only on lap 30 of 72. It's yeah, we have a good race, this one.
Yeah, we're not even halfway through yet. Been an absolutely brilliant race so far, and we're nowhere near the conclusion of it. This is quite a long virtual safety car. Well, no one will try and pit, surely.
Oh, there we go. Some pit. Your words, not mine. The VSC has ended. 1 minute and 5, that one. Jesus. Right. So, oh, he's Muzzin. Oh, you caught it as well. Great minds think alike, you see. Minds think alike.
Yeah, as I was saying before the VSC come out, he's going a bit offline, and it's not helping his tyre temperatures, which, as you alluded to in the qualifying session, the tyre temps are a big thing around here, and without that extra bit of downforce, it's not going to help him. The surfaces of the tyre is just going to scrub against the surface. It's not going to yield much grip. Yeah, Mazda is just going to be praying for this rain to come sooner rather than later, along with the 3 guys who haven't pitted yet.
Yeah, obviously the tyre temp is not too much of an issue in a quali lap. Can be at the end, but I mean the drivers have burnt some fuel now. They've done 30 laps, but I'd say they probably have 60 to 65 kilos still in there. It is quite a lot of
rain. Rain for sure. This is not even teasing you now. It's coming down.
Bama said lap 60. I said no way. I said it'll come at about 36. I'm not far off. No, that's exactly what I wanted, which is great. So all I heard then was rain. And I think Stubby was happy to see the rain, and Matty Robbo said I'm coming in to see this rain, and now he's put there's rain, it's raining. Yes it is, it's raining men, literally, off the track very shortly. Yeah,
look at Raggy's all over the Red Bull driver through the narrowest part of the track where you don't want to be, especially as it starts drizzling and you're on 31 lap old mediums. The Red Bull driver looks so tentative.
50%, Stumpy. 55 for Jay Lawler. 50% for the top 2 of the medium. So they've done a pretty good job, actually. I thought it'd be a little bit more, maybe pushing 60, 65, but 50 is a good job by the front 2. And can they make it alive to the stopover point? I gotta consider, like you said, Stumpy, before, the Red Bulls are very close. And Raggetti's going to go down the inside of a hairpin, and Big Bob obviously going to try and fight it because he's got a championship to fight for, but he knows he's lost out because there's a lack of grip. The rain already starting to take effect, and Raggetti is now in the lead of the race.
Yeah, Raggetti looks, as soon as the sprinkling of rain has started, Raggetti has looked a lot more comfortable. The tyre wear is similar. Raggetti's just initial feel for the car in these conditions seems to be a lot more comfortable. He's nearly pulled a second away from him already, but yeah, Big Bull's battles here. He could be a little cheeky. I mean, he could back up a bit, and Hobbsy, as long as he doesn't let Hobbsy through, obviously, Hobbsy's going to have to back off, isn't he? Because he doesn't want to get double stacked, or he'd have to lose a lot of time going that extra lap on slick tyres.
Well, Hobbsy, well, here's an interesting statistic. So, per lap, Big Balls has done about 1.6% now. Is Big Balls going to come back for the lead? Round the outside into turn 1. Oh, just about. I don't think he'll have, because he's got to go more, hasn't he? He's got to use more tyres to go round the outside. Anyway, Big Balls has used 1.6% a lap on those tyres from the start. Hobbsy has done nearly 2% a lap on those tyres. I know he's got newer tyres, but he's only 10% short of his teammate in front. I get your point about holding him up, but you cannot risk allowing your teammate pass, because one slip, look at that, Hobbsy's just gained 4 attempts. One little slip or a continuation of mini slips means that your teammate will get past, and you really want first dibs to make the decision when to come in. An extra lap, I don't know how long you'll lose, 4 to 5 seconds maybe?
Yeah, it's going to be something like that, isn't it? But, you know, Big Balls, he's running out of races with this championship. Maybe it is time to get dirty and think of some of these tactics. You know, Schumacher would think something like that, wouldn't you? So, just depends how he wants to do it. Thought an option is there. So, let's see how it all plays out. It's really interesting. I can't wait to see how it pans out.
There's an end plate in the middle of the road. It's a racing point. I don't think it's Vamu because he's still in the pack. Yeah, Tichy, lap 34, 100 right front wing. 135, so that would make sense. No simulation damage, so you should. Who's gone off there? Oh, it's Tichy again. Never mind,
Yeah.
He's struggling pretty bad with that damage, especially now it's raining.
Boy,
I don't want to lose you, Stumpy, but Hobbsy's got 1 second in 1 lap.
Yeah, he has. I was just clocked on to that then.
Oh, I don't like it. What I do?
These medium tyres are coming to their point, aren't they? Of where they would be changed in dry conditions. So
Yeah,
sort of at that
right.
stage where it's nowhere near good enough for intermediates yet. I don't think.
Sadistic.
Although a couple of people have
switched. And we can keep an eye on their progress. TAS normally tells you when it's light rain. Oh, it says now it's light rain, apparently. So we've still got DLS. I don't think the notification, because I'm a host, will come up for me. Might come up for you, don't know.
Big Balls is in. He's going to get that changed right now. It's right on the cusp if TAS is correct.
I'm gonna stick on board with Hobbsy here and just see what it's like on board with the Red Bull as he tries to navigate that car. And look how bad it is now on ZANDVOORT. It's like EU1 in Singapore last season. That was an absolute banger of a race, and it was all caused by a bit of water, a bit of H2O.
H2O.
Where's that from? School?
Yeah, it's an older song.
Well, I didn't learn that.
It was annoying.
No,
it was a pop song.
A pop song?
Yeah,
Jesus.
I'm old, and I so.
You won't find that on top of the pops. Hobbsy crawling. Literally crawling and spinning. He somehow holds it, and Raggate's struggling in front too as they head down to turn 11. And this is tricky. There you go, into turn 11.
This is absolutely brilliant for the Red Bull driver of Big Balls. Look at him, he's taken 2 seconds out of this lap. Raggate is also struggling, so the Red Bull driver has called it absolutely brilliantly, and he is going to end up leading this race.
And look, he's not even struggling now. He's got the right tyre on. He's not even slipping. Look at that. It's like he's put a pair of slicks on. But don't go flat out through. I don't think you can go flat through the final corner if you can't manage your steering lock, especially if you're on pad. And you are absolutely right. He is going to lead the Grand Prix as he comes out the hairpin. But Raggate's pretty close. He's just coming out now across the white line. Did he get a penalty for it? No. And there comes Jay Lawler, who's also got ahead of Wizard and got ahead of Hobbsy. Vermouth getting close to Hobbsy. They're going wheel to wheel to turn 3. Massive moment in the race as they head round side by side. And none of them are going to concede. They're both slipping as they come out of the pits. And Vermouth does concede eventually. And that might have cost Hobbsy some valuable time he didn't want to lose.
No, he didn't, but it was definitely worth fighting for. He didn't want to be stuck behind another car. To be fair, Vermouth has had some good pace in this race, but Hobbsy, one of the title contenders and championship leader, does not want to be stuck behind any cars. He's got to get after the guys in front of him and reduce the deficit that Big Balls Bowser is going to take out of him if things stay the way they are.
So everyone's on in the same boat at the moment, so we can show the position changes. Up 9 for Big Balls Bowls, up 18 for Raggy, up 10 for Jay Lawler, 4 for Roland. Yellow flag on the final corner. It has passed to green. And as Wizard got a good exit on Jay Lawler, it might have been Jay Lawler just slipping, I'm not too sure, but Wizard is ahead of the Alpha Tauri. Braked quite early than McLaren, but he should survive that overtake attempt. Yes, he has. He's into P3. Wizard into the podium places at this, in these conditions at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about Wizard now. Do you remember in the opening stage of this race, his pace dropped off a bit from the front four, didn't it? Maybe Wizard has had a bit more of a wet setup. But look at the rain now, it really seems to be tipping down.
It's a good point. And in front of Big Balls Bowls is a Mercedes of Max, I think, who's gone off there. Not quite sure if he's got damage. Yes, he has. 100 right, 70 left. So Max is going to enter the pits. Here we go, because there's a lap down. There you go, trying to get out of everyone's way, bless him. And not the night for Max. Third in the championship. Not anymore. Well, no, he will actually, because the next car's quite far behind. Yeah, stays third, but loses a lot to second.
Yeah, he's not had a good final few races, has he? Oh, and Hobbsy had to back out of it big time through the banking at the final turn of the turn, because he was on the way to the inside, but he's managed to save it and keep himself in the race.
Oh, I heard Emma's, oh, Hobbsy! I was like, no. But yeah, if he saved it, fair play. And Wizard and Jay Lawler having a scrap around the second hairpin of the lap of turn number 3. And this is an enticing battle, the closest battle on track before. After Bama and Joel. They're pretty close as well. 2 different races for those two. Bama starting really well and crashing, and Joel starting really bad and gaining. And those two very quick. Can they make their way through the grid? Harder to overtake on the track as it is. Harder to overtake in these conditions. But it will dry up eventually. And that'll be interesting to see when that comes.
The first part of the circuit to me looks wetter than the second half.
Do you think?
Yeah, I mean it doesn't look too bad right this second, but once they start going through the first section of the track, it just looks a lot wetter to me. I'm going on board, so maybe that is part of the reason. But the first part of the track is Lawler nearly got that wrong and nearly got it into the wall, and Hobbsy is now going to take advantage of that. But Lawler moves very late and very aggressively to cover off, and they've made contact into turn 1. That is Lawler round.
That is Lawler around, and he's going to come out behind Muzzer. No, even more actually. He's going to come behind Bama and Joel, but he can't move just in case he hits them. And yeah, Hobbsy has passed. That moves everyone up who is above Jake now, up 1. And Liverpool fan has had a moment on the final corner. The McLaren who started 6th, he's lost a right end plate as well. He's trying to do a 3-point turn, and he can only just do it. And he's probably going to have to enter the pits, and that is a shame for the McLaren driver. He's put in a really good effort. Have you noticed Raggy has not caught Big Balls Bowers up? Maybe he had a slip somewhere.
Yeah, there's 1.8 seconds the gap. C-Max has retired in the pit lane, but yeah, Raggy not all over the back like we would expect of him. Maybe overtaking in the rain. Joe on Bama into stadium, and he's got it done for the Alfa Romeo. Who says you can't overtake on Zandvoort and in the rain? Come on. Joel's definitely having some fun out there, isn't he?
He is. He's got a lot of work to do though to get back up. What's the leading at for Joel? 18 seconds, and he's got 32 laps to do something about it.
Yeah, and was it? Oh, that was a slow Mercedes, a C-Max. I thought it was one of the leaders, but it isn't. Big Mouse Balls leads the way. Braggy in second, Wizard third. Hobbsy, the championship leader, is in fourth position. And yeah, if things stay the way they are, the title fight will be going to the final race in terms of the drivers. But Red Bull will have wrapped up the constructors.
That is correct. I mean, for the first 36 laps, that would have been a banger of a 50% race, wouldn't it? Gee, but now we've got the second part of that 50%, and this is the part where it hits your concentration, your mental. I think they've been driving for about 50 minutes ish, give or take, and yeah, it's had a bit of everything. It's had a safety car, it's had 4 virtual safety cars, it's had rain, it's had battles, had a bit of everything. And now the rain, how long is it going to stay? When is it going to clear up? How quickly is it going to clear up? How many laps will be there to be? What's the strategy after the rain comes in? For people who stopped early for damage, have they got enough nice slick tyres left? All questions to be answered in the next 45 minutes or so.
Yeah, and so, well, we've got 31 laps to go, including the lap that they are on. So you'd have to think, with it being wet as it is now, with time to dry up, that it's going to be soft tyres to the end, if, like you say, they've got them in their allocation. But I'd imagine most of them will.
Welcome official Primus Gaming in the stream. What platform? PS4 and PS5. There you go. Welcome along. I hope you enjoy it. Endurance is crazy. It's also one of them where you don't know who's going to win before the race. And I tell you how I know that. There's been 6 different race winners in 9 races. So there's your answer. I have nothing more to say. Liverpool fan in the pit lane. Oh, he was doing so well before he had that moment on the final corner.
Yeah, well, maybe he's decided he can't be bothered anymore. Maybe a bit more of a rage quit than anything, but
I can understand it sometimes, and that is probably a case.
Definitely.
Big Balls Bowers, though, in Britain, was knocked down 3 or 4 times. Still made it back, but the reason why he made it back is because he wasn't lapped. Here comes Baby Wizard on Sadistic King. Is he going to try and go down the inside of turn 1? He may do if room is given. Sadistic leads for room. Don't go on that curve, Baby Wizard. And that's why you lose speed.
Yeah.
It's like I'm controlling him, telling him what to do. Like father, like son. But he knows more than I do.
So, yeah. Just looking through the field, there's a lot of...
Oh no! They're going wheel to wheel! It was always gonna happen! Wizard got an insane exit from turns 4, 5 and 6 and tried to go in on the inside of 7. Didn't get any damage, but has lost 3.5 seconds. Could have been quite bad, that actually. Surprised he didn't get any damage. Hit the wall about 150.
Christ. Surprised he didn't have any damage, isn't it? I remember one time in Spain I hit a wall at 6 miles an hour and my wheel come off.
Yeah, that's yeah, I've seen that. I've seen some weird videos of like people tapping walls at like 6 and everything just breaking.
Yeah, it's terrible, but yeah, the gaps are starting to close back up now. We've got Vermouth 1.5 seconds behind Hobbsy, Perfodes 1.5 behind Vermouth, and Muzzer 1.2 behind Perfodes. So this little battle for 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th places is starting to shape up.
Good duo liking the comms. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We've received some good feedback, haven't we, Stumpy? Maybe we're a good team secretly. I didn't even know Stumpy
let it be
4
known to
weeks
the
ago.
world.
I didn't even know him 4 weeks ago. Ragay started to put the pedal on. Was out of, well, I was going to say out of DRS. Of course, there's no DRS in these conditions, but he was out of that 1 second gap. Now he's 8/10. So his big bounce ball's pushed early. Has he gone ugly early, like in a Manchester nightclub, or has he? Is Ragay starting to pull the plug? Pull the plug? Pull the plug? Maybe, I don't know. He's starting to push a little bit though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's starting to open the floodgates. Excuse the pun for the conditions, but
Okay. Oh, there's always one, isn't there? There's always one.
yeah, that is a really important battle up front, and obviously will be winning
Ragay's gone wide. Yep.
Yeah,
Has to slow down there.
yeah, he's just pushing a bit too hard there. Ran a bit. I thought the curb was going to spit him out then to the outside, to the other side of the track, but he's managed to keep it facing the right way.
Red Bull slipped out of 10. It's cost him a couple of attempts. Has it cost him enough for a move for the Haas? I don't think so on this occasion. And is there a way to know if we're on less than 10% without looking? Because I know that red light is on now because of the conditions. It's the visibility light, isn't it? So you can see how far up someone's gearbox you are.
Yeah, exactly. But he has got a very good run.
Ragay's
both. It's so sketchy, isn't it, that banking?
Because when you overstep, you've got to like understep to then re-correct it, haven't you? If you know what I mean. So I mean that's a Renault as well. That could be either Rowan or Wizard. Okay, it's Wizard. Muzzer getting past Rowan in a turn 1. That's P6. Is he? Oh, did he fix his wing in the pits? I hope. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. That's why he's a bit further down, I think, than what he was.
Yep.
So it took a few seconds, but Muzzer on the comeback now. He's only 2.3 behind Vermeer. He's running well, only a second behind Hobbsy. So it's a nice little battle that's been going on all race, really, between Vermeer, Hobbsy and Muzzer.
So I just replied to a message. I do comms on an Xbox League. Oh, nice. Comments is great, especially when me and Stumpy are not stressing in any way. Got me flavoured water, told you. And the drivers are. I mean, it takes a little bit out of a voice when I was doing it on my own at the start of the season, but Stumpy's saved me. And we try and split it 50-50.
It's fun, isn't it? I mean, it's just a good dynamic between me and you, so we just feed off each other during the comms, isn't it? So
and there's only one more week to go, Stumpy, and that's the end of the season.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, it's been a great season, to be fair. And it will continue to be, because the final race is Abu Dhabi. Now, if you think about real life, yes, I know what you think. I agree. But honestly, on my mum's life, I've done probably about 15 commentaries on Abu Dhabi in a professional league, in leagues, and there has never ever been a dull race in Abu Dhabi, ever. It's just, I don't know what it is about online racing in Abu Dhabi, but it screams entertainment. I have some of my funniest, best commentary pieces in Abu Dhabi. It's just, I don't know what I bring to it. It's just absolutely brilliant. And of course we're keeping the weather realistic, so it will be dry, but I don't know what it is, Stumpy, but Abu Dhabi is just pure fire.
Yeah, well, it's purely down to the tyres, I think. You know, the soft tyres don't last very long around Abu Dhabi. The bubble gum, the tyre temperatures as well, so you start sliding. The two DRS zones immediately after each other, and it's the detection points as well, because if you get overtaken, there's another detection point for the second one, so the guy that's just lost out the position gets a chance to re-overtake straight away instead of having to wait for another lap. So that is very good, because if you noticed, at some tracks the detection point's always at the same place,
Mhm.
Isn't it? It's not per detecting zone, it's per lap, isn't it?
Mhm.
So I think that's why it's very good. And also turn 3 is the death corner if you touch that curb.
There's a lot of curves that can destroy you, as Bama found out early on in the race, and he hasn't really been able to come back, has he yet? He was leading the race comfortably early on, led the race after he got past Big Bob Bowles, and then from that point, he struggled to get back. Joel's leader gap before was 18 seconds, it's now 19, so he's finding it hard too. Big Boss Bowles has pulled 1.6 at the front. And if Big Balls Bowers was to win this race, anything can happen of course, but if he was and Hobbsy was to finish 4th with a penalty, he'd actually drop down to 6th or even 7th. If there's a late safety car to add on to that point, that's even worse. But anyway, roll on Abu Dhabi. Well, it's looking like Red Bull have won it, hasn't it? They only need 16 points between the two of them.
It's pretty much done and dusted at this stage. We've still got a very damp track and a lot of laps to get through yet before we start handing out any prizes. But yeah,
Are you handing them out? I'm not.
we can mail them.
Mail them, yeah, we'll air mail them.
Yeah.
We'll give them a high five gift. Oh, Muzza going wide there. That probably was a warning. He has already got a penalty. Couple of penalties. I expected more actually, but nevertheless, Hobbsy's on 3, Muzza 3, Joel 3, Bama 5, and J. Lol Antici on 3. Antici had a drive through from one of the virtual safety cars earlier on. Everyone on the intermediate compound until the rain goes away. It's been here for, I believe, 17 laps now. So it is due to go at some point. It's due to stay overcast for the rest of this race. And Muzza, can he take this opportunity round the embankment of 14 to try and get a move on the racing point? Both of them burning their battery, but the move has now ran out. Is Muzza trying to go down the inside in a turn 1 into the hairpin? He don't want to touch that curb, he'll learn his lesson. And they're both still side by side. The move gets a little bit oversteery. Lily goes into that Ferrari. And they've touched. Can Muzza stop the spin? It's such a slow spin. He can't stop the spin. And he's lost an end plate too.
That is heartbreaking for Muzza. I'm sure you know as well that those sort of spins, the slow ones, where you just see
so
the barrier coming. So, that's heartbreaking for Muzza. I mean, yeah.
It's when you're fully steering the other way to stop the spin, and it's just not stopping.
Yeah, there's obviously in these conditions no grip either, and you could just see the front wing coming off, and it's just before it actually happens. It's not good, but yeah, it was great driving from Vermouth in around the outside of 1. He had the outside line, which is going to provide the better traction. I was quite surprised Muzza did send it and give him such an acute steering for turn 1, because he wouldn't have been able to get the power down, but that sort of put him in the position to be where he was at 2. The move gave him enough room, I think, but just the slightest of touches, and with the game's physics, it was just going to send Muzza around all day.
Baby Wizard has retired from the race in the pit lane. Intermediate percentages are mixed between 22 and 30, so should be absolutely fine for when that rain goes. That yellow flag is Wizard's car coming out of the pits and retiring. It will be by itself. So we've lost Clausen, turn 3, Spud, final corner, Tom turn 1, Thibaut turn 9, Max turn 3, I want to say. Liverpool fan, of course, retired himself, and Wizard has done the same. Muzza has gone in the pits for medium tyres, and I will believe that's wrong.
Yeah, the rain's got lighter, it's definitely not.
Do you remember there was a time last year where the tyres weren't correct? So, for example, they might have put wets on, but it was show hards. I remember that last year. Done my heading. But I'm pretty sure that is, the can't drive. They're definitely medium. I'm guessing that is a mistake. I'm surprised we got that much grip, actually.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, to be fair. But they look alright, don't they? I mean, it looks quick enough, but time isn't suggesting that it is.
No, I don't think they are, Stumpy. I don't think the time is suggesting it. Oh, the viewers have bumped up in the stream. Welcome along, everybody. All 30 of you. You are witnessing an incredible race. I told you, every time Stumpy's in the box, banger. Doesn't change. Does not change. Big Balls hunting for the championship. He needs to finish ahead of Hobbsy. Well, he needs to finish within 16 points, but really he needs to finish above Hobbsy to have a better chance in Abu Dhabi. Ragay on the push from last on the grid. Wizard in the podium places. No penalty. Hobbsy's got a penalty with the move very close to that 3-second mark. Roland had that spin before. Still managed to climb up into the top 6. Joel was 30 seconds behind before the first safety car very early on. He's now worked his way to 7th. The leader of the race for quite a while is sat in 8th after his mistake. And Sadistic, after being about 50 seconds behind of the earlier first 5 laps, he's now somehow into the points, and Muzzle's on the brink of losing it. He's still keeping on the mediums. I thought he was on new inters from a pit stop. Muzzle's race is well and truly in the bin.
Yeah, but it stopped raining, isn't it? So that is the reason why he doesn't want to waste more time in the pit lane. That's the gamble, because you always want to be on the right tyre at the right time. Smaller just drives clean around the outside of him, but dependent how far in the race it's going to be before they can put some dry tyres on will determine how much he loses. Yeah, and he's off, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see Muzzer in this lap. But we have an interesting battle up front, don't we? Because Bragge seems to reel in the Red Bull driver for a few laps, and then the gap will extend again. So it's a bit cat and mouse at the minute up front.
And that, do you know, I'm happy. You know, I am the weatherman. I set the weather, but the weather has done exactly what I wanted it to do. Perfect. So that's good. I'm happy. Roland within 3/10 of Vermouth, who's been struggling. Roland has been gaining quite a lot. Roland short shifting into gear 7 to try and get the better traction. I don't think he's quite got the run on Vermouth here. The American trying to drift out the way. He's only going to try and go down into turn 1. He's got in the back of his head, I'm sure, what happened last time. But he's okay.
And Mazza has been lapped.
Joel got damaged, Stumpy. I saw it. Did you see it? The yellow flag on the final corner. I thought nothing of it. He's entered the pits. He's gone for softs. The softs can go to the end quite easily, actually. But he had to fit a new wing, which is another 6 seconds. He wouldn't have wanted to lose.
He needs to be careful in that pit lane next.
Oh, Rowan! Oh, jeez! And this is the transition, isn't it, Stumpy, from the wet to the dry? This is the hardest part. It's not the wet. It's the transition to get onto off the wets.
And Titchy's just driving past Joel. Joel can't get any traction down, so
nothing. Look how wet it is.
Early. Yeah.
But he had damage, didn't he? So would he have gained more time pitting now, or would he have lost? It's all questions, if buts and maybes.
Yeah, I mean, from where he was, he may as well have tried something. But it's like you can see, the spray's still coming off. He's not going to get any purchase from the tyres in traction zones, even on turning. It's just washing out, and he's heading towards the grass. And it's not going to be. It's not going to like that at all. It's going to handle a lot like a boat, I'd imagine.
A boat. Yep. Sadistic has got past Joel. Inter's better than softs at the moment. Joel's already lost 1.5 seconds to the intermediates. He was probably worth going round a couple more times. How much was Joel?
Mazza's round.
How much was Joel's? Rowan's got 12% to the front left. It's not worth an M plate. Ragay's got 19%, and that's why we've seen Big Balls drop off. I'm trying to see what Joel's damage was. Nothing is coming up on the task. but he definitely did have damage because they changed his wing, so he must have.
Yeah, undoubtedly. And that damage for Braggy, they must have come together. He must have outbroke himself and touched the Red Bull driver ever so slightly, because visually there's no damage, but TAS is telling us there is damage, and that would explain the reason why Rage was, 4/10, half a second behind. Red Bull driving now is 3.6.
Yeah, that'll be the equation of a light yellow before losing the end plate, I would predict. Tichy's gone into 11th place now, which is cool. He is a lap behind the car in front, but one more retirement and Tichy would get into the points playing position. Fastest lap may be given to someone in these final few laps when the track is dry enough. At the moment it's a 13.2, but that was with about 80 litres of fuel on towards the first quarter, maybe even 100 when that was put in. Now the drivers will have about 20-25 litres of fuel in, so that would mean soft tyres, low fuel, a fight for 2 points. We give 2 points in endurance for the fastest lap. We also give 2 points for driver of the day. We don't know who that is yet, because there's still a long way to go and things can happen. But yeah, so 2 points for fastest lap may be worth playing for Stumpy, sorry. Wizard? I'm calling you Wizard. Oh, was I on board with Wizard? That might be why.
Oh, polystyrene boards everywhere. Who was that's gone through them? Was it Joel or something?
I don't know, mate.
It's around that time, but I was just with Muzzer coming out the pit lane, going through turns 2, and there was just polystyrene boards everywhere, so
well,
I'm not sure if anyone's picked up any damage.
Let's go and board with Vermeer and see if it's the case. There's no marker balls there. Down this... Oh, was that on the left-hand side before they made the right turn?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. There must be marker boards there then. Is that a marker board or an advertisement board? Why would you have a 50-metre board for a corner like that? That's interesting. Nevertheless, we move. Rain did stop a few laps ago. Track is not good enough just yet. 15 laps to go when they cross the line. What a good race. It's gone very quickly as well.
Yeah, and what I was saying a few laps ago is ringing true about being on the right tyre at the right time, because Mazza, although he came in, and whether it was a mistake or his choice to go on mediums, he's stuck with it and he's lost so much time. Obviously he's spun, he's damaged his wing, and he's round again, and he's out of the race. Is this going to trigger a safety car of any sorts? Because that is right by the entry to the pit lane. And it's a virtual.
I thought, because we've had so many VSCs, that's the 5th one, I thought he was going to give a safety car. But you are right, Stumpy. It is a virtual. Muzzer is out. He did 56 laps of Mexico and got took out. He's done 58 laps of Zandvoort and he took himself out. Down to 12.
Yeah, he sure has. And Raggy picked up 3 seconds of
is that
penalties.
Is that a J-Law or a Bama? Okay.
Bama's in. He's going to go for some slick tyres.
Virtual safety car still on.
5-second penalty as well.
Well, that'll save him. The virtual safety car still active at the moment. We're waiting for the race to go green. There you go, right on cue.
Yeah, so Bama, under normal virtual safety car conditions, would have gained a little bit in the saving of time of his stop, but because he had to have a 5-second penalty, any advantage would have gone.
Something I just thought very quickly. Would Raggy decide to fix his wing or not? Yeah, if he says no, he's going to carry that to the end of the race. If he says yes, he's going to come out behind Wizard, potentially. So I'll let you keep.
Find out.
I'll let you keep an eye on that, just in case Rowan gets an overtake. Vermou's losing it, saves it. He's also hit an end plate. And Rowan's going to go round the outside or inside. Vermou's not making the decision easy. Down the inside, Roland goes. Vermou trying to compete round the outside of turn number 1. He's got the exit. Wow, I am shocked actually.
That's great, and Raggy did.
It's still, it's still too sprayy for me. The drivers have a better clue, of course. Everyone's on the wheel driving the track. Maybe one more lap, maybe. What's Tass says? It's still light rain conditions, apparently. But yeah, I just think there's a bit too much spray still. There's still spray coming out of the back.
Well, we know Raggy's kind of superhuman as it is, so see if he can deal with it a bit better. The gap to the leader is stabilised at 26.4. It's 26.3, 26.2 now, so maybe this is the lap. That's the changeover.
Big Bars Balls are carrying on. He is not happy. VTech has retired at turn 1, and he's... Oh no, is he on track? It says he's retired, but his car's still moving. Wait, what's been given here? Whoa, what's Big Bars Balls done? He just broke. What happened there? He just broke. He's cost himself 4 or 5 seconds. I
don't have a clue.
I have no idea. I don't know. Oh, the move's gone. Where? Wait, what? Where did Mamu go?
In the pits, I think.
Oh.
No, Titchy's in the pits.
Well, Titchy's now in the points. And Big Bars Balls has lost so much time. His gap behind was 22. It's now 18. Why did he break? Was the car not ghosted? Or something?
Maybe he was sliding or something, I'm not sure.
No, I was on board.
I didn't see anything.
Well, he's going to come in now. Oh no, he's gone! Oh! He saved it!
Christ.
Oh my god, that could have been a championship defining moment. Titchy's retired. This will be perfect if a safety car comes out for Big Bars Balls. Titchy's gone at turn number 3. Where's Roland? Oh, he's coming into the pit, so we're worried about Wizard behind. Big Bars Balls comes out of the pit lane now on a fresh soft. Is he on for a Grand Prix win? Who knows?
No, Big Bars Balls is out, and he's got a bit of a gap, and Wizard has got Raggy all over the back of him, but Wizard has proven himself in these past couple of races, hasn't he, to be he's a podium guy.
Second and first?
Yeah, and he's someone who thinks about the long term, about the race, about how it's going to pan out, and look at him up there again.
Absolutely.
On that podium.
And the guy behind him has a penalty. Well, the 3 people behind him has a penalty. Roman's got a 5. Raggy and Hobbsy have a 3. Sadistic no pens. Late safety car, don't count him out for a good result. For now, P7 not bad. Titchy's out, the move's out. Only 9 left in this Grand Prix. What a race, like Austria from 2020. Joe's getting 2 points at the moment. J Lawler 4. Fastest lap, we'll see who can get it. Still a 13.2. The track still just drying out a little bit. Just a little bit green at the moment. Not quite to its optimum. Now this is a rivalry, Wizard and Raggy. I am told they have a bit of previous, but I think Raggy is going to get an easy move here with DRS on the right hand side, and that is going to be simple. Did Raggy fix his wing in the pit lane?
Yes, he did.
Well, Raggy has got 0. Yeah, that's right. Roman's got 12%. He's the only guy on the track that has a minor bit of damage. So Raggy has got to catch Big Bars Balls. He's got 11 laps to do it. He's got to... Oh, we lost it! That's going to cost him a few temps. He's got to get to Big Balls, get past him, and then he's got to gain 3 seconds. But do you remember what happened with Big Balls in Britain? He had to not get penalties at the end. Had he got penalties at the end?
Yeah.
He can't do that again. He's going to win this race if he stays consistent and doesn't get a penalty. I can tell you how many 1 he's on. He's only on 1.
And that is his second, because you have just warned him not to do it. So that's 2 warnings. But yeah, Wizard there just let Raggy go, I think, because he knows that's That's not really his fight. He's just going to run his own race to the end. Go for third. He's got 6 second gap to Hobbsy now in fourth. He's got a further 6 seconds to Propodes in fifth behind him. And yeah, so that's pretty much how the race is running so far.
Sorry if it cost Blaze and Matty or whoever's in the stream their eardrums. I've moved my mic away from the mouth just in case something like that happens again. To apologise. It doesn't crackle in the party, I don't think. I've listened to it back, but it crackles on stream, which is rather irritating. It never used to do that. It's probably on its last legs, but there we go. And guess what else is on its last legs? This race. Only 9 laps to go when we cross the line. And it is only 9 cars left.
Yeah, you're a bit quiet my end now.
Oh man, Jesus, there we go. Well, if I break anyone's eardrums, wasn't me, it was Stumpy. Right.
Yeah, I'll take the blame.
So you talked about Wizard trying to stay within that 3 seconds. He tried for the first lap. Now it's down to 1.7. Rage knows he needs to get a shift on, but we saw Rage push in Mexico, and he got a few penalties. And you can also see in the background there, a couple of end plates on that final corner still there. The game hasn't taken them away. Interesting.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Stumpy.
Go on then.
Let me ask you a question. Has ZANDVOORT lived up to be the circuit it could be?
Well, if this race is anything to go by and we get races like this, it's definitely going to be a classic, isn't it? It's going to be a staple every year that fans look forward to, because this has been an absolute cracker of a race. Like Hungary, it wasn't one that I was expecting to deliver a good race. But yeah, it's just been absolutely brilliant. What's your take?
I agree. I think the first 50% was excellent. If you would have asked nothing more from a 50% race for the first 36 laps when that rain came as well. And then the after it, you've got Big Balls could gain heaps on the championship. 25. I mean, listen, I'm just going to double check so I don't talk rubbish. The gap before this race between the top 2 in the championship was, when we get my table up, was 15. If the race was to stand like this, it would now be 3.
Oof.
Into Abu Dhabi. I mean, come on! You can't ask for much more.
That is brilliant. It would be brilliant, wouldn't it?
I'll tell you now, if there was a late safety car, as we saw in Singapore with 4 laps to go, Hobbsy would jump down to 7th because of the pens. He's hoping nothing happens. I think it'll be fine. Everyone's got their own gap, haven't we, Stumpy, on the track. But so yeah, what are Hobbsy's penalties? 3 and Rowan 5. So Hobbsy's going to stay there. I think the top. Do you know what? I'll be honest. I think it's going to stay the same to the end of the race.
There's big gaps, isn't there?
They've given us our racing now. You've had 64 laps, Limmy and Stumpy. You can suffer for the last 8.
Yeah, which we are more than happy to do.
Yep. We've used our vocal cords, lads.
Yeah, you nearly popped one of yours. All we need now from the 2 Red Bull drivers is to both keep it on the track, because we don't want, say, Big Balls Bows, we don't want him binning it, retiring, and then obviously would win it, I believe. And same again, we don't want Hobbsy retiring and then Big Balls Bows having a bigger gap. We wanted going into the final race with 3 points in it. It would be absolutely brilliant to conclude the season.
And guess who's got fastest lap? Big Balls. That'll put the deficit to 1 point. And we got a driver of the day vote to do. Does Famu get a point? No, it doesn't. Unfortunately not. Wish I could give it him, but no. He's out, unfortunately. Bless. I wish I could give everyone 100 points, but You have to earn that.
And if they would like to earn 100 points each, just send some money our way.
Yeah,
and we can
PayPal
make it
is
happen.
Limmy at Hotmail. Yeah, I mean, 1,200 points to play for over course of a season. Why not? 75 for second. I mean, that's 67 of 72. Honestly, I love Zam.
Oh!
Oh,
Just on board with Joel a bit there. He's completely locking up into turn 3. And,
Big Glass Balls is
well.
going for another fast. Oh, Ragay's took the fastest lap. He's got a 10.6 now. Big Balls Bounce 11.1. We can see on the task how much fuel they've got, Stumpy. Let me inform you. TAS isn't correct, by the way. It says Big Bob Bars will lead the championship. It's because the website hasn't been updated. I've updated the drivers. The website hasn't been updated. Fuel, Big Balls Bowser's got 1.6 extra to play with. Ragay only 0.6. Wizard 0.7. Hobbsy 0.2. Roland minus. So, Big Balls Bowser's got, if it's 1.6, it takes about 0.35, doesn't it? For a full rich fuel lap. 0.4 max. So he's got 4 laps of rich fuel left. Big Bowers Balls. That is mega to end this race.
Yeah, but, you know, the gaps between people, you could see a couple of people from 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th places just pitting and going for the fastest lap at the end, so it may not prove to be that vital between the top 2 and in terms of who will get it, because someone further down might, but and again they might not.
So there you go, point mate. Bama can pit, free pit. Sadistic's got a free pit. Jay Lawler's probably got a free pit, and Joe's got a free pit. So you're absolutely right, mate. They could just pit and get a simple 2 points. This is only one of the only races of the season where you can actually probably just pit and get rewarded for it.
That's the first one. May have heard our cries.
First one coming in to try and get that fastest lap. Everyone's had their own little bit of action, haven't they, Stumpy? I don't think anyone on this track tonight, including the DNFs obviously, have had it all their way or had it all positive. I really don't believe that.
Well, looking at what we've got left, the only person who sort of flew under the radar to me is Sadistic. He's sort of, you know, it wasn't a great qualifying.
But it wasn't a great start. He was 55 seconds behind, I think. So he... Yeah. Unbelievable. That safety car. Unbelievable. To get him back in.
And the other one would be Wizard. I mean, like, just a quiet sort of race in maybe 5th for most of the race. Has come back into it. Would have had a bit of action, I suppose. Like you're saying, everyone's had their action, so it would include Wizard, but...
Well, let's think about it. Big Bars Balls has come from 11th, worked his way through, had battles with Bama, had a couple of spin scares before he came into the pits for one of them.
Yeah.
Ragay, damage, lost time, now trying to gain time, has got a penalty. Wizard had a pretty bad start with 6, then's worked his way up to 3rd. Hobbsy is, I mean, overall, been great. Did have he had something. Rowan had that spin in turn 1.
Yeah.
He's come back up. Bama had that spin in stadium off his own accord when leading the race. That was a huge moment, by the way. A huge moment, because honestly, if he didn't spin, I would think he'd be leading the race now. I really do. Sadistic working his way back up. Jay Lawler having that wheel. Oh, he had a couple wheel-to-wheel engagements. All of them quite scary. And Joe was working his way up after being 50 seconds behind. So there's your update for all you watching. It's been a madness.
And of course Raggy started from the back of the grid as well.
Correct, he did. Was helped by the safety car because he went 3rd when all the old mediums moved up. So he kind of, safety car kind of helped him there, but it also helped a lot of, well, a few other people as well. Big Bars Balls being one of them. because he was around the back end as well. So on board with Big Balls Bows in the Red Bull. He's got 2 more laps to navigate, and he is going to take an incredibly important victory. The championship will be within 3 points of the 2 protagonists going into Abu Dhabi. He's just got to see it out. Drove incredibly well after the safety car got him up to the lead. The rain came, dealt with it. The rain went, dealt with it. Chose to go in 2 laps later than Rage. Turned out to be a great decision, and he's got 70 seconds before he's going to win this Grand Prix.
I can't see why Lawler's going so slow. He has set the fastest lap of the race, but was 4 seconds down at the first sector. So Banner in the other AlphaTauri, he also is pitted, and he's going to try and get the fastest lap. But I'm sure if he'll have enough to do it. Well, it's going to start now.
So, in endurance, I'm pretty sure if my statistics are correct, we have had 6 different race winners in ED2. There's only 1 driver on the grid that has won 3 races in endurance, and it's going to be the man you're watching on stream. Did I think he was going to win the race starting P11 or 10 before the race? No, I did not. But 72 laps later, he's somehow gone and won the Netherlands Grand Prix. He's also helped crown Red Bull as Constructor Champions. He's also sent a massive message to Hobbsy. Championship is on next week.
Absolutely well done to the Red Bull driver. Well done to the Red Bull team for securing it. It's been as Roland's going to just creep over the line. You mentioned he was in the minus in terms of fuel, so it's him creeping over the line. The question is now for Bama, can he get the fastest lap and steal it from his teammate on his way to 6th position?
I am so happy that Endurance is going to the final race, and it's between 2 people I really like. I've gotten to know them both, not as like personal friends, but as online gaming type thing. And do you know what? They both, Hobbsy started the season epically, but then dropped off, whereas Big Balls Bows started the season horrendously, but has climbed, has risen, has improved magnanimously throughout the entire season, and you've seen it on track. He wouldn't have thought he would win a race this season. He's now won 3, and he's within 3 points of winning the championship. What would happen if it goes down to a draw? Because there is a clear possibility it goes down to a draw. If Big Balls Bows was to finish 2nd and Hobbsy was to finish 3rd, it would be a draw.
Yeah, Big Balls Bows would win in terms of how many races he has won.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah, it would be. And if it was joint on that, it would be whoever's had the most 2nd places, then 3rd and 4th, and so on.
Well, I said the race would be...
In real life, anyway.
Well, I said the race was going to be 1 hour 35 minutes. It was 1 hour 34:40. So, you know.
That's not bad, is it?
That's not a bad guesstimate, was it? And I wanted the rain to come at about halfway. Came at 32, just before halfway. And I wanted it to go so everyone could have a last dash on the softs. And it absolutely paid off. I'm very happy with how it turned out. It was a perfect race. Blaze says in the chat, this was great. I 100% agree. Probably up there with the race of the season, not discounting the final 8 laps, but they give us 64 laps of action. 10th to 1st is Big Balls Bows, 20th to 2nd is Rage, 11th to 5th is Roland after that spin at turn 1. Wizard gets a podium with no penalties. Stumpy, would you mind inviting them to the party? for an interview.
Let's see. I
That'll
won't
be...
have them on my friends list.
I don't think you need them.
I'll have to search.
What a race. If you want me to do it, I can do it.
It's going to take me a fair while to do it.
Well, go on then, I'll do it. Right, you won't hear us for a second, everybody. BRB. Don't think they can hear us on a blue screen. Right, big balls. Balls. Raggy and Wizard. Oh, I can't spell wizard. I put wizard. There we go. I'll just tag him to make sure they come. Oh, let me. Can you mention reality? Oh yeah, sure. I will do it at the end of the interview. Not a problem. Do you know what? I might actually watch that myself. So yeah, I'll mention it. Hello, Chris Panda. Love to you, Chris. Thank you, mate. Love you lots, man. My Welsh man, my Welsh postman. Love you. You might be close to Ricciardo. Who knows? Hobbsy says up the Red Bull. Yes, you have contributed highly, Hobbsy. You and Big Balls Bows to get the Red Bull Constructors Champion done. You two have been magnanimous. Perfect. Alright, have we got everyone in? Let's start with Wizards. Are you here? See, we've gone Spanish. That's what a 72 lap around the Netherlands has done to the McLaren driver. No penalties, no warnings, I believe.
Golden Wizard Award.
The Golden Wizard Award. Don't think anyone else got no warnings tonight. Well done, mate. A podium. That's a second, a first, and a third. So, what podium are you getting next week?
Fourth.
Fourth, right. Go on then, talk to us about the race, talk to us about the weather, talk to us about the 4 VSCs, 5 VSCs actually. How was it?
Yeah, well, I mean, about 3 hours into the race, I looked up and it was like 41. Yeah, I hate that track with a passion. I'm sorry to all the Dutch people on cause, but it's a shambles. It's a go-kart track with some pretty sand dunes. It's an awful track. It's not for
spoken
F1
as ever,
cars.
Wizard.
It's not for F1 cars.
Hey, well, I'll tell you something, Wiz. I'm going to interrupt you because me and Stumpy have just witnessed a brilliant race from our side.
I'm sure it was entertaining. And to be fair, I've seen all the yellow flags appear everywhere. I mean, it was entertaining to watch.
Oh no,
to
and the
drive it.
wheel to wheel as well. Yeah.
Oh, to drive it was a bore.
Oh.
Oh, but it did look. I am going to watch it back because it did look entertaining from seeing the
it
dots
was
on
great
the minimap,
before.
So I can imagine.
I said in the commentary, I said if that was a 50% race from lap 1 to 36, it would have been one of the best races of the season, out of any tier in course. So the safety, the weather. Did you expect it to come that early? Was you suited in those conditions? Did you?
It's a very short pit lane, so I was just going to do the old adage of make sure you're on the right tyres. Really, I suppose could have gone soft at the safety car, but I think the mediums were a match for the soft after the first few laps anyway, so it was probably the sensible thing to do. We got a bit of a terror early on when Spud hit me under the first VSC, but managed to get rid of that.
Oh, we saw that. Yeah.
Other than that, it was quite trouble-free. There was a couple of nice moves on people into turn 1, either around the outside or up the inside. There was a little battle with Baby Wizard, which was quite fun. But yeah, after about lap 30, I think I was quicker than the people behind me and slower than the two in front of me. So other than when Raggy made a mistake and didn't box for dries at the right time, and then he had to overtake me on the start-finish straight. Didn't really have any action from the second half.
Fair enough. Stumpy, do you have a question for our Golden Wizard Award?
Yeah. What was your setup towards? Because I noticed you sort of dropped off in the initial phase of the race and then sort of seemed to come back into it when the rain was there. I was just wondering if that was setup dependent.
I didn't really go for one setup. Ironically, it was a more dry setup, to be fair. I just wobbling around. I wasn't really confident with the car, to be fair. I enjoyed feeling around on the wet weather, but I'm usually quite good on the wet anyway. So I could match the guys in front of me in the wet, but not in the dry.
Button ask.
Feel it through my bum.
Well, Wizard, there won't be any rain in Abu Dhabi, but hopefully we will see you there.
I'll be surprised.
Well done on the
Thanks,
podium.
guys. Well done to the two ahead as well. Well done to Balls. I predicted he'd be in the title fight, and here we are.
Here we are. Well, don't worry, we'll get to that in just a moment. Raggy.
Yep.
I was hoping you'd say hi a little bit quicker. Well done, sir. From the back of the grid to a P2. I'm going to ask you, there was a moment that you got some light damage, wasn't there, to the left side? What caused that? Because we couldn't see it.
Yeah, I tried to go flat out. It didn't quite work.
Through the final corner? Or
Yeah.
so you hit the wall on the left hand side?
Yeah, very lightly though. I was surprised I got damaged.
Yeah. Talk to me about the fight at the top with Big Balls Bows. It seemed great. I mean, for most of the Grand Prix, after the safety car, you was within 2 seconds of each other. How was you enjoying that battle?
Yeah, it was fun.
And did you enjoy the weather when it came?
Yeah, I like the rain quite a bit. Just hard without any force feedback in this shitty wheel.
Beep! He said rubbish. No, I'm joking. Raggy, Abu Dhabi is next, and of course I will give you a seat because I feel I did you over this afternoon, but it's alright, we got you here. Are you looking forward to Abu Dhabi, and what do you think you can accomplish?
I don't know, to be honest.
Do you like the
I
do you
might
like the
get
circuit?
taken out, I might win. No, the circuit is shit.
Oh, beep! He said rubbish again. You don't like Abu Dhabi, no?
No, it's just a bunch of slow, tight corners.
What about the 2 long straights?
Good for resting.
Good for resting. Yeah, I guess. But yeah, 55 laps of Abu Dhabi next week, Raggy. Well done on the podium from the back of the grid, and we hope to see you next week.
Thank you.
Oh wait, sorry, before you go, Stumpy, do you have a question? Forgot it.
Yeah, just coming from the back, and you did this as well. Was it Silverstone you started at the back?
Mexico.
You did quite well then. Mexico. Oh yeah, Mexico. Of course it was. So yeah, it's just you enjoy these drives. You just seem to be superhuman with your pace, and you can read a race pretty well. Is that what it's like in the car for you?
Yeah, I think I have quite a good understanding of what will happen and things like that. When to pit and all that. I think I was the only one to pit like a lap earlier when the rain stopped. And I gained like 3 seconds, but I changed the wing, so I didn't get anyone.
Yeah. No, that's true actually. Yeah, because Big Balls went 2 laps after, didn't he? Yeah. Interesting. Raggy, thank you again. Well done on the podium. Have a good night, my friend.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Winner. No. This gets super serious now. doesn't it? Because we've watched you evolve. There has been a consistent you being in these interviews. I'll just hit you with a straight facts. It's 3 points that you're behind the guy you want to win in Abu Dhabi. Like, what are the emotions right now? Also, well done, because that was awesome.
Yep, thank you very much, Libby. The emotions at the moment, I am so drained. Oh my, that was such a hard race. The concentration levels when it was wet and then it came dry, and then I don't know if you were watching when I came into.
Oh yeah, we was. I know exactly what you're gonna say. Oh yeah.
Oh my, that I just come round that corner, did the same as I've done the rest of the. Over 20 laps or so that it was wet, and yeah, the back end just decided it wanted to try and go in front of the front end. So,
I didn't know that a human heart can come outside the skin for a moment.
Oh yeah, I might need a new pair of shorts. That's for sure.
Shorts.
yeah.
Go on, mate. Talk to us about this race then, because I mean, there is no question the safety car helped, but there was always a chance that safety car was going to come out early doors, and the people who started on the mediums were going to come through. From that point, you bossed it. After Bama's spin.
Yeah, thank you. I have to apologise to Bama for the spin, because there was a bit of touch between us. As much as I tried to slow the car down, I struggled. But yeah, the safety car was perfect timing, really. I knew if I started on the mediums and, like you say, the safety car came out, I could jump quite a lot of people when they were shooting into the pits. I don't know if you caught me on the pit exit, but I absolutely floored it to get past Bama.
Yeah, I did.
He was just coming out at the pit at the same time, and I was absolutely flat out trying to get past him, because I thought this could make my whole race, and
it would have.
Turned out it did.
I did say on the stream, if Bama would have left after that safety car, he probably would have won the race. Because he'd led before and got pole, so he's clearly comfortable with the track. Final question for me then, Stumpy. Your involvement over the season, you didn't win a race in the first 5 or 6, I think, or Brazil was the start of it, I think. Because your teammate, I remember, won up. Was it Austria before? Yeah. Anyway, Red Bull are constructors champions, and that has been aided by your great performances, of course, Hobbsy too. But how have you evolved so much? It can't be just pure practice, surely, because before the season, I think you would have said the same as I would. I wouldn't have predicted you to win the race. You've now the only driver in ED2 that has won 3.
Yeah, I would have actually agreed with you there. I wouldn't have been expecting to win any races. I was just trying my hardest to get on the podiums, basically, for the season. However many podiums it is in a row now, but we're having quite frequent talks, me and yourself. I'm enjoying it. Nice to speak to you every week. I hope it carries on for one more.
Well, I hope so. Do you know what would be great? A you and Hobbsy interview at the Abu Dhabi and see what's happened.
Yeah, so congratulations to Hobbsy as well on the constructors, because he's really led the way with Red Bull the whole season. So I just tagged along and helped him out a little bit, and we managed to get there together. So
tagged along? You're now 3 points away from winning the championship. Stumpy, have you got a question for our race winner in the Netherlands?
Yeah, so you're going into Abu Dhabi, contending for the title. Is there going to be any sort of dirty play or anything like that? I'm not talking in terms of running him off the track or anything like that, but say if you're running close on track, maybe coming close to a pit stop or something, holding him up or backing him up into the field, much like Hamilton tried to do to Rosberg in 2016.
I'll be doing absolutely anything I can to win. I'm not going to lie. If I have to back someone up to win the championship, I will be backing them up. Obviously, everything as legal as possible. But previously I've had 2 championship battles in Abu Dhabi, and both of them ended badly. So fingers crossed. And I'm just hoping it's third time lucky for myself. Yeah, so it's not a track I particularly like, unlike Netherlands. That's my favourite track on the game, really. So yeah, I think that's aided my performance tonight.
Big Boss Bowles, well done. Superb.
Thank you very
Ragate,
much.
Wizard, Podiums, well done. Stumpy, any final words for that great event?
It was just a brilliant race, wasn't it? Probably one of my favourite that I've done in endurance. I mean, they've all been great, but this one, I really wasn't expecting anything from it, so it was really good. And now the championship's going down to the final race. Obviously, the constructors already been decided, but the drivers is what it's all about and what we're all here for to watch. So can't wait for next week.
Yeah, and that means 55 laps of Abu Dhabi to come next week at a full qualifying session, which could be really, really important. Really important. That is it from endurance. There's only one more week to go. We finally made it. It's been a grind. There's been some bad moments, but some excellent moments, and I hope that race that we just watched portrays that. I hope Abu Dhabi does too. I just want to quickly mention this race is coming to an end, so on the proper Contest of Speed channel, the Contest of Speed, all one word, they are doing a 24-hour race of the Nürburgring. They're 6 hours into it. They're currently struggling with a little bit of light damage, and they're now trying to force their way back through. Kit and Petter, the American guy, is in a party, so you can ask him questions in that stream, and he will help you, as in like a Q&A session. So there is something on tonight if you want to watch that. It's also on for about 18 hours. So if you go to sleep, wake up and carry on, you can. They're ordering shifts. Thank you for everyone watching. Viewers were at an all-time high. I think we hit like 30 plus, which was amazing. Thank you for your support. Please don't miss out on the final race next week. I know I say it every week, but at least I stick to my word. It will be a banger. See you in a week. Good night.